Yeah, it's your boy Girl here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys, man. Today we're back with the ultimate equipment guide for the new LegendsNEWZ LF transforming Goku Black Rose, whatever you guys want to call him. And yeah, I'm gonna make the best equipment for him. Like I said, for any new LF or Ultra characters, I make this type of video. So if you guys do enjoy these type of videos, subscribe to the channel, roll to 16K, and let's get straight into it. So when it comes to Goku Black, though, he is a defensive character, but I did his max stats here and it looked like he favors strike attack more than blast attack. And I don't really know how good of a defensive character he is. We have seen multiple times where we have defensive characters, but they're not really tanky defensive characters. For example, you have like Ultra Kid Buu. Ultra Kid Buu is defensive, but he's really just an offensive character. But you do have defensive characters like Garlic Jr., where if you actually make him super bulky, you actually will notice a big difference in what he does. Goku Black, I'm not entirely sure, so I'm kind of, for this guide, I'm kind of going to talk about more like maybe he's like a defensive offensive character in a sense, and not like the bulky kind, because I know he does have ways of like stopping cards, but I just don't see him as a character that is like absolutely tanky. So I'm gonna focus more off like base pure strikes and base strikes and everything. So just wanted to point that out before we start this video. So anyways, let's get straight into it. So when it comes to Rose, I'm gonna start out with the base equipments. Any attacks, any equipment that does like base strike attack, that's base equipment. Anything that says like 13% to strike attack, that's basically pure equipment. So I'm gonna do base attacks, base equips, and then I'm gonna do pure equips, and then I'm gonna do his optimal setups here. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So when it comes to the base, I'm focusing on like strike based equipment, but I might reference some defensive one because I just don't know how tanky he is as a defensive character. So I am going to reference this equipment. This is double defense here for blast and strike. It goes up to 45. So if he is a defensive character, definitely want to rock this for several. Like if he's the Garlic Jr. type of defensive character, like the Ultra DBZ Broly type of defensive character, then you definitely want to add this. If not, then disregard this equipment. Let's go back. Okay, next after that, you do have this equipment that's not bad here. He has health, double defense, health, and health restoration. If he is a super bulky defensive character, I definitely will recommend that equipment. Now, when it comes to like his other base equipments here, these are all pure equipments in a sense here. This one is catered to the blast attack side, so I'm not going to really reference this because he kind of favors more strike than blast. So I do want to reference this equipment. It's not a bad equipment. It doesn't really help him out the best, but it's not bad. It's double offense and double defense, but it more focuses on the blast side than the strike side. So he's kind of getting hurt on that side as well. But I just definitely want to reference it because it's not a bad equipment. Next after that, in terms of the base strike, you have this one here. Now, granted, he does not have an ultimate card. This was really catered for the Ultra Rose here because he has the ultimate damage, but extra damage to hybrids is not bad. We do have some decent hybrids that's still running around. You have like Gotenks, you have Ultimate Gohan, so you do have two good hybrids characters. And you don't know what we're going to see during this fest. We might see maybe a new hybrids character, maybe see a Beast Gohan LF or a Ultra Beast. So the fact he does extra damage to hybrids is not bad here. He gets strike attack and he does get base health by 10. Not a bad equipment, but since he does not have an ultimate card, it's not super optimal for him. Excuse me. Alright, after that here, I think we have this equipment here. It's basically the same thing. He kills up to 40 base strike here. Now the problem is he does not have an ultimate damage. He does not have ultimate card, but he does have a special move damage and a health restoration, so this is not a bad equipment here. Up to 40% base strike is pretty nuts. It might be his highest base strike equipment from all his from his arsenal here. Special move damage and health restoration. Then after that here, this one's not good. That's not really good. Then you have this equipment here. Now this is for PO Saiyans, right? Him, Ape Vegeta, Baby, and then Broly are like what the main 4 characters that can use this. So it kind of focused more on the strike attack side, get a little bit of blast attack and health restoration and defense. So he gets up to 32 base strike with 12 base blast, 12 health restoration, and then 25 base strike defense. So it's not a bad equipment. I definitely wanted to point that out there because it's pretty good. It's actually a pretty good equipment. Next after that, you do have this equipment route. Granted, remember I referenced this in the Vegito equipment. Now the only issue I have with this equipment is it does give high base health, which is really good. Now the problem with this equipment is it gives negative stats. So for slot 2 and slot 3, you gotta position it right. So if you're gonna do this equipment, what you want to do is, I believe you want to do the blast defense with the minus blast attack side on slot 2, and then for slot 3, you want to go with the strike attack 33 with the -5 to blast defense. If you roll the strike defense 33, then you're gonna get -5 here, and then all in all you'll get a total of 28 base strike. So you want to go blast defense with the minus blast attack strike, and then you want to go strike attack 33 with the -5 for strike defense. It kind of correlates with strike, blast, strike, blast. Yep, and then 12% base health. So it's a good equipment. It's just that you get negative stats. So I wanted to reference it. Next after that here, you do have this equipment. Now, if he is paired up with Saiyans, Saiyans, or God Key characters, which there's a lot of powerful Saiyans running around. You have Majin Vegeta, you have Turles, you have this Vegito, you have, who else, bro? I'm probably am missing so many other Saiyans, but like you have UG4 that people are still kind of using. You got some good Saiyans in this meta. So me personally, if you do rock him with a full Saiyans, most likely people are going to rock the Rose, Majin Vegeta, and Turles setup for the most part. You do have a Triku as well. I totally forgot about him. I mean, he gets double what? He gets 37 strike defense, 15 strike on the blast defense, 10 special move damage, and then 18 pure. I don't know why I'm referencing this equipment in the pure equipment. Just disregard this equipment for now. I'm gonna bring this equipment back. I totally forgot I'm still in the base equipment side, so sorry about that. Next equipment here, this is probably gonna be one of his more optimal ones, is this new Awaken equipment. Double, you get the offense and the blast or the strike side. You want to go strike since he has a little bit more on that strike attack side stat for his kit, and then base health 12%. It's kind of better than that one that I just showed you with the negative stats, and then special move damage and health restoration. It's a really powerful equipment for him. Other than that here, any other equipment here that kind of like, in terms of the base side, I kind of that I'm noticing that catches my eyes? No. Now see, he does have this equipment here, but like I said, he's more on the strike side. So if you want to rock this, you can, but because it does have base, I know it's a pure equipment as well, but I definitely want to reference that as well. And that's pretty much all the base ones that I kind of noticed about him, defensive wise, and then kind of like the strike attack side of things. And then let's hop into the peers. Now when it comes to the peers, a lot of these equipments here are just going to be kind of niche in a sense. So I'm gonna speed blitz one. Like this one, for example, he got to be ran with full Future Trunks Saga. So if you're gonna rock him with with the new VB, and then him, and then with he won't be able to get this. So I don't know why I'm referencing this, because you got to be paired up with strike attack units, and none of them are strike attack units. So let's discard that one. You have this one here. It's okay because you want the pure strike with a Future Vegeta clan. And really the only character that's good from Future Vegeta clan is like LF Swordhold Trunks, and maybe that free to play Trunks. I don't know how good he's gonna be, but that's pretty much it with the viable Vegeta clan future units that we kind of have. And then I know we are getting that new LF Trunks. You can definitely reference him. I totally forgot about him. He also do have like that Zenkai Heat Dome Trunks. He's probably decent as well. So if you want to use him, you can. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, you got the Super 17 one here. You get pure strike and blast. You pair it with Super 17. Maybe you rock him on a PO setup with double defense here with like I said, with a Super 17. But there's a niche setup there. You also have another niche setup with the Goku Bardock here. Saiyan setup. You also have another niche setup with God Goku here. Another niche setup if you're rocking a PO sagas from the movie. So say for example like Broly or Garlic Jr. for a PO team, or Janemba for example, or Cooler like Metal Cooler. This is more of a niche setup, but you got to be paired up with them. Then here there's like a G4 setup here, paired up with G4, and then one is basically with Frieza here, Golden Frieza, another niche setup. And then this is not a niche setup, but it's basically if you rock them on like I said, a PO team, He gets Pure Strike and Blast for full PO with double defense and special move and ultimate damage, which is not bad. Then after that, when it comes to the other Pure Strikes, one I want to mention here is not this one here, not this one. These are base strikes. He doesn't really have that much Pure Strikes. Yeah, so this one I definitely want to reference because, like I said, he's for Saiyans. I totally talked about it on the base side, but like up to 18 Pure, we rock him on the Saiyans team. So like Goku, Bardock, you have what? You have Turles, you have Majin Vegeta, you have Triku, you have the new Vegito, you have Gogeta 4. You have multiple Saiyans that you can rock right here and get that 18 Pure. Then out of that, like I said, you do have this other Pure here. You have this one here. Let me pull this up. 12.5 paired up when he is paired up when there's a God Key, so it's going to apply for himself. The only problem is his slot 1 and slot 2 are regarding to Blast. So it's like, okay, it's not the best, but it is a Pure that I wanted to reference here. After that, any other Pure equipments? Yeah, see, this Rose is pretty tricky here because it's like his stats are more on the strike side, but if you pair him up with with the transforming VB, he's gonna be Blast. So it's like I kind of really don't know what he really is. Like, is he really a defensive character, or is he like those Fool's Gold defensive character but is just really good at just doing offense, and his defensive things is like stopping combos in a sense with like high card costs, and that's considered defensive for them and having endurance. So I'm not entirely sure if he's a purely tanky defensive character or not. But I would say for the optimal equipments here, like I said, it's pretty tough with Rose here. If you're going for the pure side, this one is more catered for VB than it is for him, but if you want to use it, you can. But like I said, he does a little bit more on the strike side. So I would say in terms of the pure equipment, the best one that I like is, let me see it, is this one. I mean, this one is going to be pretty good on him. If you pair him up with God Key or what's the name, it's going to be really good. You do have this one. This is a niche setup, right? If you pair him up with VB, for example, or G4, like a Saiyan that's Fusion Warriors or Fusion Warrior Saiyans, then he'd be able to balance, get this base strike, but it's a niche setup because it's not just applying it to himself. Then after that here, any other peers? Not really, right? All these other ones are also niche setups for him. You have this PO one if you rock him on a PO team, and then all the niche ones depending on what character you rock, like the Super 17 Goku Bardock, Golden Frieza, God Goku, UG4. You can apply that as well. But in terms of the future one, there's gotta be a future one. I'm tripping. Yep, you have this one here. You do have this one. I know I was forgetting one. So you also have this equipment here, right? You get the pure strike attack for future. So when it comes to the optimal equipment, if you rock him on future, which is gonna be his best team, you definitely want to rock this Awaken Future Gohan one, 18 pure. Then after that, if you rock him on PO, that's probably gonna be his second best team, is this one here. And if you're rocking them on like a Saiyans, full Saiyans team, you definitely want to rock this equipment here. Now the other ones are niche, depending on if you're rocking them with a specific character that I mentioned in terms of the pure equipments. And then when it comes to like the base equipments here, I'll probably recommend this one to definitely be one of his optimal ones. He gets the strike with the 12 base health, and then the special move damage and the health restoration, which is really good. This one is not a bad equipment here. What, he gets up to what, 32 with the extra little health restoration, defense, and blast attack. So this one is not bad. This one is pretty good if you want that extra health as well, with the 33 base strike, but you get the negative stats there. Then you also have this equipment that gives him up to 40% strike attack, but then he's not getting the ultimate damage, but 40% base strike. That's his highest base in his arsenal for his equipments that he has in the game currently. And then you also have this one, does extra damage to hybrids, but he does get the 10 health, and then he's not getting ultimate damage, and he gets 20%. So I would say his optimal equipment is out of this Future Gohan one, this Broly one for PO, and then you also have this one here for Saiyans. And then in terms of his base, this one is really good, this one is really good, this one is really good, This one is really good. My bad. This one is really good. And then you have this one that's kind of like in last. So like I said, I'm not entirely sure how this Rose is going to work. I don't know if he's going to be a defensive character that's really an offensive character like Kid Buu and Ultra Super Vegito, or is he actually a super tank like Garlic Jr., for example. So we'll see. It's kind of interesting that his stats is more on the strike side, especially since him and the VB kind of have ways that their kids kind of correlate with each other. Like if you Rise and Rush UVB, then he reduces his sub count by 5, and then Goku Black reduces his sub count by 5. And then since he has endurance, you'll be able to survive it, and then we also take away the enemy's buff effect. So any character that just nullifies endurance will just not really affect Rose and everything. So it sucks that one of them is more blast and one is catered to strike with the stats there. But that's pretty much it with the equipments here. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough, and I'm out. Peace.